Welcome to Strictly Speaking. I'm Bimbo Oloyede. Welcome back. I'm happy to be talking to Miss Debra-Love Aisida. She's a management and HR consultant. Debra, thank you for coming onto the program.
Thank you for having me.
We have had experiences together. By that I mean, we've been through your recruitment exercise. But I also know that hundreds of people apply for various positions. You advertise on behalf of your clients.
We do.
And I'm interested in knowing about the quality of the resumes, the CVs, over a period of time. Is that quality dropping or is it being maintained?
Well, our experience is that the quality of CVs and resumes that are coming in are dropping. And it's a major concern to us as a recruitment firm. We already know that rate of unemployment is like 32%, 32.5%. And from the reports we have, that number is going to be increasing gradually. One of the reasons is because we have a spate of unemployable youths out there.
What did you say again?
Unemployable youths out there.
All right.
In a recruitment process, one of the most important criteria is communication and how they can convey their skills and talents to would-be employers. And when we're talking about communication, it's all about language. It's all about what you speak, how you write. One of the most important languages which we have in the world is English.
Right.
Something you know as well. English is the most important and most widely used. According to the statistics, we have like about over 1.3 billion English speakers in the world. A lot of these candidates that come in, they don't have a good command or proficiency of the English language.
So, are you talking about, I'm sorry to interrupt, are you talking about writing skills or speaking skills?
Well, it's a combination of both. We know that communication requires you to speak, to write, to read. We find out that quite a number of candidates, they have problems with writing. Take, for instance, a resume and a CV. You need to be able to write it and write properly. There are some ways you present it which may not be acceptable. People are either hurriedly going over it or they don't have enough diction to express who they are. But in the recruitment process, the first thing we come across is candidates presenting who they are in a written form.
Okay.
So if they can't sell themselves appropriately, they can't use the right words appropriately, we don't get to see who they are. So we have a large number dropping off there.
So they could be worthy candidates, but because they're not able to write well enough about themselves, because they can't present themselves in written form, that is a hindrance to their going any further.
Oh, yes. Irrespective of where the person trained and what the person has, maybe he made some mistake in his letter of application, it's just passed over.
Well, if you look at the bigger picture, what is the ripple effect of this situation?
It's twofold. We have a situation where employers may not be able to get the talents they want out of a lack of not being able to present themselves well. And then we also have people who are not able to, even if they're employed, they're not able to scale up in the career ladder because they're not proficient.
It's actually a larger problem than I initially envisaged. But there ought to be a way out. Do you think there's some kind of, is there a solution?
Well, there is a solution. For every problem, there is a solution. But then one of the challenges is, would we want to take that solution? Most companies are going global. And for international companies, speaking English language is so important. But you have the millennials who, because of the social media, the slang language, they sort of like take that over into play in the work environment. So sometimes you find out they're not communicating properly. They need to, first of all, understand the importance of being able to speak properly and write properly. And then, of course, there are many solutions out there, one of which you are offering on your platform, in your books you've written.
I think when you're talking about young people, it's going to be pretty difficult to get them to have a change of mindset. Because with texting, with sending emails, it's almost a different language.
That's true.
It is English, but it's, as you mentioned earlier, it's slang. Now, when they spend so much time on social media, they quickly lose sight of a quality, if you like, a quality of language that is needed in the workplace. I don't think we can ask them to reduce the time they spend on social media.
That brings me to say that the educational sector has a lot to play in getting, candidates ready to speak the English properly, to speak the language properly, and to be able to write properly. I'll give you a very humorous example we came across. There was a receptionist recruited in a hotel. And, you have foreigners come into the hotel, and he asked a question, which is normal, that, where would you like me to... The question was to park your car, sir. That was to an American.
Okay.
But then his pronunciation was to bark, as in a dog barking, And the American was taken aback and said, oh, you can bark anywhere you want. And he
that
felt...
was a clever answer.
Yes, he didn't understand. And when he said that, the receptionist just went and parked the car anywhere he wanted, which was outside the premises.
Oh, my goodness.
Then the police came. They towed the car away.
Oh, no.
And when the man came out, he couldn't find his car. Now, incidentally, the owner of the hotel, the director, manager involved, was so upset that...
I can imagine.
He lost his job.
Oh.
Yes, so when we're talking about speaking properly and being able to, communicate properly, it's very important. Imagine, he lost his job because he couldn't pronounce park.
So there is a consequence.
There's
a consequence to not being able to communicate properly.
Yes, and the onus really lies on the educational sector. Try and put out there everything required for people to understand that communication is so important.
Right,
yes.
Right. Well, I'm very grateful to you, Deborah. Thank you for sparing time from... I know you have a very busy schedule.
Yes,
thank you very much. I hope if we call on you again, you will oblige us.
Yes, yes.
Good, good.
Good job you're doing too.
Thank you so much. Thank you.